Well, welcome back and hello again. I'm joined with Kayla.
Hello.
And Phil.
Hello.
And who am I? Well, I'm... We watched Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk, and with a nice variety of other casts that I haven't seen in a while, specifically Christopher Lloyd, and
Great Scott.
I think we had someone from Kayla's crush.
Yeah, guys, like every movie that I watch, I have someone that I had a crush on either in the past or now, and that person is 71-year-old Michael Ironside. But
Michael Ironside.
But when he was like hot and sexy in the 80s, but also still balding.
You're saying that you don't have a crush on Michael Ironside today in Nobody when he's just the fat business owner of a machine shop?
Yeah. No.
Are you sure you don't have?
Back in the day.
Are you sure that's not your
She
type?
watched way too much of Total Recall.
Yeah. So
No, it wasn't. Wait, what?
I know why you don't have a crush on him, and it's not because he's an overweight glutton in this movie.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't lose an arm or a leg like he does in every other movie.
Starship Troopers. I was like, no, it wasn't.
Starship
Total Recall.
Troopers.
Yeah, Starship Troopers is why I love him, because he was the badass army general.
Yeah. So
What other movies did he lose a limb in?
Huh?
Did he always lose a hand or an arm?
he
in 'em?
usually does,
Oh.
and I don't know what they are off the top of my head,
He's
but
been in a lot of.
he's been in a lot.
I
like,
know
when
he's
did he
usually
get
the dickhead, but
Yeah, Kayla's like, man, I haven't seen him since the movies in the 80s. But, man, when did he get so old? Damn, he was in movies in the 80s.
No,
Anyway.
but you didn't listen to what else I said. I was like, oh, when did he get old? Probably when we got old, huh?
Oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah. I didn't
fair.
hear that part.
that's very fair.
Oh, good comeback. So,
My knees hurt.
we watched Nobody. Kayla, what were your thoughts?
It was okay. Like, see, it was just a bit too contrived for me, but, I like the action scenes. I love the action, the fighting, and I can totally, I can tell why, like people, like men who are emasculated and pathetic and gross and just dream about being Batman all day, like would love this movie,
Are you calling me gross?
So, what do you guys think?
Well, I loved it. I wasn't really listening to what you said, but I did love this movie. And it's not because I'm an emasculated low-life sack of shit, but it's because this movie just kind of connects with me. Like, you don't know that my thermostat in the hallway doesn't flip down and turn into a secret basement bunker while I go and just beat the fuck out of a bunch of Russians that try and threaten me and my corn. All right? You don't know that. But maybe I fantasize about that, like all the other losers. Phil, did you like it?
I actually loved it.
Yeah, see?
Personally, I've been watching a lot of TV shows, so this was actually a surprise. I actually knew nothing about this movie, so when I watched it a couple days ago, I enjoyed it a lot.
Did you see the trailer before you saw it?
No,
Oh my God!
my brother was just like, "Hey, I rented this movie. If you want to watch it, go ahead and turn it on." And I was like, "Okay." So I watched it, and I was like hooked.
Dude, I'm so jealous of you because I saw the trailer for this a while ago because I think it was supposed to come out last year sometime, but it
Yeah.
didn't for some reason. And now it's out. I remember seeing the trailer and I'm like, that looks awesome. Like, if you would have explained to me that I'd be all about this movie where Bob Odenkirk plays this super assassin,
John Wick assassin.
yeah, I would not have believed it would have been this awesome. But here we are.
I think you have a point about the whole preview thing, because I was like, wait a minute, no, because when you first said that when we were watching the movie, I was like, well, it didn't really give that much away, I guess.
The preview
But
gave
it's
the
like,
entire movie away.
I don't know, but I really feel like it downplayed a lot of the comical stuff, and then like that, because I went into like watching the preview, the trailer, I was thinking like, oh, this is gonna be a totally serious like.
Kind of like John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick.
John Wick
style.
didn't really have a ton of humor.
Right. But then it comes in and it's like there's some jokes here and there, and the tone is kind of like middle, like not that serious. Like I don't. The tone was really putting me off. I think.
You know what it reminded me of was a movie that was very dear to me growing up, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. A movie called True Lies. Did you ever see that?
Of course.
Phil?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you get that? Because like it was lighthearted. There was some comic relief, and there was just some awesome action scenes with one of the manliest men around. It's Arnold, and Bob Odenkirk can fill those shoes. Apparently, I'm convinced.
Yeah, I was definitely convinced.
I think I hate like every other male other than Bob Odenkirk in this movie. Well, maybe Bob and Michael Ironside and Christopher Lloyd, but just all the like matter, right? all the just the like perimeter characters or whatever. I guess it's like, oh man, you couldn't take down. Okay, well I guess we didn't explain the movie, but he gets robbed. He gets robbed.
Spoilers alert this way forward, right?
Well, it's the beginning of the movie, but he gets robbed and like
I'm just saying I'm not gonna wait for spoilers after the like.
Spoiler alert.
So they have these two, like a man and a woman, that break in to get money, and like he doesn't like fight them off or anything, even though his son kind of gets the jump on one of them and tackles one of them. And
then he tells his son, like, let it go, let him go. Because he knows if he
touches him, he's gonna most likely kill him.
If he attacks him, he's gonna like unleash hell. And I don't know.
But then his son thought he was a pussy.
Everybody thought he was a pussy.
Well,
the cops, his neighbors, his wife.
That's the thing. Every man that comes into his life that's not his family, well, even some of his family, but his in-laws really, but they all just are like, wow, you're such a pathetic loser piece of shit.
They came to my house and I would have
I would have him up so bad. Oh man, I'm itching to some people up and shoot them or whatever. And it's like, dude, just stop. Just every one of those scenes was just cringy to me. Like,
it's funny because everybody that talks shit about him probably would not do a single thing either.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
it's like,
I predicted, and it didn't.
It's easy to say that.
I predicted, and it didn't come through. But I was like, okay, his neighbor, or probably his neighbor, because his neighbor was talking some shit. And I was like, oh, there's gonna be a scene towards the end where Hutch, his name's Hutch, Hutch has to Hutch is fighting a bunch of people or something, and his neighbor somehow comes out and is like, what's going on out here? And then he immediately folds, pisses his pants, looks like a coward, and then Hutch comes in and he's like, grow the up, or some stupid liner just to like, you're a little pussy. I thought you could have these guys up, but that didn't come through. But a lot of other classic like action movie tropes came in. It was what you expect in a movie like that. It was great.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd coming out packing heat, awesome.
It was been a while.
Rickety old man. He's just like, oh man, I haven't shot a bunch of Russians in 75 years, and having a blast. All those guys are just having so much fun. That's what I liked. It was a lighthearted movie where a lot of people were murdered,
and you actually felt good about it too. You're watching this guy struggle in the beginning, and then all of a sudden he just like turns a switch.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like if I hadn't known what the plot basically was going in, then I might have thought he was struggling to deal with how inept he is and how he can't protect his family. But no, he was struggling with keeping the monster within. Yeah, and
that's what really got me. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I was just like, this turned completely around on me. I did not expect this is what it was going to turn into.
Yeah, and
so don't watch the trailer, just watch it.
Well, yeah. If I could go back and not watch the trailer and then just watch this, if somebody tells me don't watch the trailer, the writer from the other 3 John Wick movies wrote this movie. That's it. That's all I need. Okay, I won't watch it. I'll just check out the movie. It would have been a good reveal. It would have been a great reveal. I am kind of jealous of you.
I have problems with this movie and how it was written, okay? And
favorite parts, Kayla.
I claim my time, and let me get this off my chest. Okay, every single decision that either Bob or the main Russian guy makes is either stupid or contrived. Like the whole guys in an SUV who crashed next to the bus and then are like, let's get on this bus.
They were drunk and they're like young, almost like wealthy.
And then they have this stupid bus driver who's like, okay, I'll open the door. I'll open the door for these drunk assholes instead of just driving away on the bus.
They look
that I'm
like they're
driving.
ready for trouble. I thought the car might have hit the bus and they had to stop.
It didn't
But I
look
don't
like it
know.
to
No, I think
me.
the
It looked
bus-
like it was
The
next
bus
to
just stopped.
Stop because
Yeah.
it crashed, and then all these weirdos came on the
See,
bus.
yeah, that really, realistically, that wouldn't have happened.
No.
But we needed it for the movie to happen, so I'm gonna let
But
it
that's
slide.
what
Yeah,
I
we
mean. No,
we
no.
obviously need the best scene in the
No, that's
entire
what I
movie
mean.
to
It's
happen.
like, it's just
Then Kayla, break down
totally
the scene.
unrealistic.
Break down that scene again. We've already got the bus fight written. We need to somehow get these guys from this car into the
Well,
bus.
then don't have them fight on a bus, Michael. I don't
We already
know.
choreographed that part.
Like, I don't know. It's just too...
Where
But then
do you see a scene happening with those people?
I don't know.
And it's
He's-
more so than just like the girl walking on the street and he's walking and the guys are like, "Hey, baby, come over here." And it's,
I'm not Phil. Excuse me. I'm not the writer of a movie,
No, I was
okay?
just asking.
I don't
I-
know how
mean
you would
to
have them
personally attack. I was just-
interact, but
Okay.
but like,
well, it's easy to criticize. All right. Let me know when
But
you write
then,
something and I'll
okay.
break it down.
Okay, so
oh, there
like-
shouldn't be a bus here.
but then okay, how are you guys? Fine. How are you
Because
guys
the
just
movie was awesome,
just
okay?
accepting of everything. This SUV full of drunk Russians crashes. They happen
Yeah.
to be. One of them happens to be the brother of the baddest Russian ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's
Have you
You-
not seen action movies?
Have you
It's-
not seen John Wick of the same writers?
All right, no, yeah, exactly. But more
That's
importantly, Kayla, there's a scene towards I think right around the end of Act 1, right when Hutch goes and he sees the barber, his contact, and the dude gives him like a big folder. He's like, "Here's all the intel on this guy," and he's like, "Short story long, he's a bad guy. Like he's a bad guy." It was a wink. It's like, hey, it's just bad guy is bad for the sake of bad. I don't know. He's
yeah,
Russian. He's
no
got.
No shit. That happens in the scene prior to that where he's just like, I'm gonna kill this guy for no reason who looked at me funny.
Well, that was to show. That was to flex how powerful and respected he should be.
yeah, whatever. It's very cliched.
Yes. Thank you. It's like you watched the movie.
Oh my god, shut the f up.
This is the 2000s now, so
Ugh.
anything can happen.
You guys are just brain dead. That's
Look, the
We
movie.
have been watching
the movie,
a lot of movies, so
Yeah, the movie was like a lighter, funnier version of John Wick, almost like meta, a wink.
maybe, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't get over how stupid everyone was acting. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
let's
just don't-
talk about my favorite flaw, or my favorite. I don't know if this was a poor writing or if there was something that got cut that didn't explain this, but after the bus scene when Hutch whoops the shit out of these guys twice, he leaves the bus and goes back on and just finishes the job, which was fucking awesome. It was great, but he goes home. His wife's staying up. She's like, I can't sleep. And then he gets closer and she can see that he's bleeding. He's all bruised up. Hutch says, "Oh, just like old times," while she's like cleaning him up and like stitching him up with glue. All right. So it was my understanding that she knew about his past, at least to some extent. But then a few minutes later, he's at dinner. He makes that homemade lasagna that looks like shit. And
looked really
the cars pull up. He's like, everybody into the basement bunker that you didn't know we had. And then he locks them in the bunker. And when after he gets done murdering all these people, defending his family, his wife and his kids look at him like, what the is going on? And then he sends them away, and she's all confused. He's like, I'll explain everything to you later. Does his wife know about it or not?
she doesn't.
Did he just often come home when they were like first dating with fucking knife wounds in his side and in his legs and like, hey, just a night out of heavy drinking, you know how it is with the boys. But yeah, clearly
There's
she
actually
didn't-
one flaw in this movie that I noticed where after the bus scene, he goes to work, I think the next day, and he has no bruises, but then they pan to him to another scene and he's all bruised up again.
Oh.
So obviously, it's the pandemic. They had some troubles.
See, my flaws are pretty easy fix. Just
I'm almost positive she didn't know.
I love the scene where he's going in the tattoo parlor. All the guys are like, "Oh, dude, you ain't a federale."
You obviously at a tattoo place, you gotta hold bats. So
yeah, they all stand up and surround him, and he's just like, "Man, I just hope somebody comes and with me." And that's what I liked about this character is like you could tell, like even at the end when he baited the Russian to come out of the club after he told him, "I just burnt all your shit. What are you gonna do?" Like he goes back, he sits in the car, and he's crossing his fingers, and he's like, "Please come after me, please come after me." And then they all bust out, and he's like, "Yes, yes." And same thing, like right in the tattoo parlor, he's like, "Man, I hope somebody tries to with me." And that dude sees, I guess he sees the tattoo, and the tattoo Odenkirk has, and is like, "Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna get out.
I'm out of here." He goes and locks like 25 locks at the door. Yeah, the dude was so great.
Okay, and this brings up another problem I had with this movie, and that's the Russian motivation of the guy who's like, "My brother, he's brain damaged. I'm gonna do anything and everything to get this guy." And then he gets his girl on it, who does her, hacker research stuff. And
that was actually the guy that played the doppelganger in season 3 of Community. He played the dean's doppelganger that Chang used to replace him to take over the school. They called it the Deanal Changer.
Okay, great. And then, and then, Jesus Christ, you made me forget what I was talking. Okay, and then he finds his file. Well, first he can't find anything on the computer, and then he finds his file, and it's all blacked out, and it's just like pictures of body bags and stuff. And then he sends it to the girl, and the girl packs up her shit and throws the pictures at the Russian guy and is like, "Okay, I'm out. Here's your shit. Bye."
Yeah, you don't have to pay me.
And then this dude, the Russian dude, is just like, "I'm still gonna kill this guy, even though I'm looking after like billions of dollars in Russian money right now. But I'm still gonna put all my resources into killing this guy who made my girl run away. And I'm not gonna call anybody to try and figure out who this dude is." I mean, the guy, the tattoo bum knew who he was, but the badass Russian doesn't.
The badass Russian knew exactly who he was. He even said to that secretary whore that he had, he's like, "If you don't recognize a wolf in sheep's clothing, then you shouldn't even be on the payroll here." He knew very well like who he was. I mean, he probably didn't know his like intimate history, but he knew that he was a assassin.
Well, then again, he's acting it's a character who's just acting dumb just for the sake of the movie, so that you can have a movie. Because it's like, if he was smart, then he would be like, "Okay, maybe I'll put a hold on this till I'm not holding all this money at least."
That was kind of interesting.
Or how about just not do anything because he apparently hates his brother.
Since that was a priority, like, "Oh, we've got to make sure that this money is secure. Oh, this guy beat up my brother and his friends." Okay, I mean, it's an emotional thing, I guess, even though he hated them. What's a better reason that he can piss off the Russians? I mean, could it just be? It could have just been like, I killed someone 20 years ago, and he's been trying to find me since.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
His past was going to come back to haunt him, which is also another trope, but at least it's a little more realistic, and it is kind of like Eastern Promise-y. Like, it might, okay, I don't want this to be a rip-off of not Eastern Promises, A History of Violence.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah,
the only thing I can think of from Eastern Promises. Have you seen that movie, Phil?
It's been a long time.
Okay, but you remember the bathhouse scene, right? Dongs flapping all over the place during a massive fight scene. It was great. I watched it. My dad was in the room, and I was like, "Ooh, hey, I did not rent this for the dongs.
At least
swear."
no birds exploded.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite scene of the movie. I was bawling. "Give me the kitty cat bracelet, mother." Dude, I'm just thinking of how many times Bob Odenkirk had to say that. He nailed that line, man. He sells it. You know, he sounds
like an angry old man that just kept a lot of stuff in for many of years.
Yeah, dude, I loved that scene. Holy I loved that scene. Phil, did you have a favorite moment in the movie?
It was definitely, I would say it had to be this bus scene, but Kayla is like trying to talk me out of it, but
Well,
I'm not trying to
No,
talk
I'm
you
just
guys
joking.
out of anything. You guys can continue.
I just love how he literally gets thrown
out
out of the bus, and then he just still gets back on it, and all the guys are just like, "Are you serious,
dude?"
Like-
And they're done too. They're like, we got our asses kicked. I did like the writing of this very much parallels John Wick's writing, where he's not just like always like full stamina. They show this very well with not just with Hutch, but like everybody else that he's fighting. Like everyone's struggling because it's heavy work. But yeah, him getting back on the bus, awesome.
Yep.
So badass. He started off as like doing improv, right? He's a comedian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was definitely.
He's a comedian that he got into Breaking Bad and got his Better Call Saul.
Are you just gonna skip over Mr. Show like that?
Well, I mean, I didn't really watch Mr. Show all that much. I know it's him and David Cross, and I watched a little bit of it, but like, it's quite the leap to go from improv or Mr. Show and somehow be like the next Mission Impossible star now that Tom Cruise is retired. I mean, if I'm Tom Cruise and I see this movie, I start sweating and praying to Xenu or something.
James Bond, watch out.
Dude,
I mean,
yeah.
No, but I'm not gonna take anything away from Bob Odenkirk and his performance, though. Like, I love.
It's just all about the bad writing.
It's just all about the writing. Yeah.
It's not even bad writing, but I think you're
It's just a
you're
little bit
lazy or just by the
Yeah,
book,
I don't
cookie
know.
cutter.
But maybe you have a point with the whole like, this is kind of John Wick winking, you know, like a wink on John Wick. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe this is in the same
Like the John Wick extended universe.
Yeah, like what if they meet up one day?
Well, did you see the
there's-
post-credit scene?
No, I didn't know there was
After
one.
the post-credit scene, Sam Jackson shows up and asks him to join the Avengers.
Yeah. Okay, you made me feel so excited about something that wasn't even happening.
No, but
well-
like they have auditors in John Wick. They
Well,
have
I mean-
auditors, and he calls himself an auditor.
Well, I mean, the whole that I thought it because the whole gold bar thing.
And the gold
too.
bars, yeah. Well, just that plus it's the writer from John Wick, and why not write a movie that could possibly open-ended? Maybe if it's successful, maybe they want to do something where some characters from each movie somehow have whatever.
It's been done
I'll
before.
see it. Yeah, I'll watch it. You put either of these two names on any box, on any DVD or downloadable content, I am in. I'm on board. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see more. Although it might be a while. I think they're making John Wick 4 and 5, right?
Yeah, sure thing.
Sure thing. Yeah.
I also like that the villains were not like known people, too.
Not like known actors.
Yeah, like I've never seen. I personally never seen really any of these guys before, so it's not like
Yeah.
a really hardcore mainstream movie.
Why do you make a booby trap for one person to maybe fall? Like, I'm gonna make this booby trap, and hopefully
person at a
one
time.
person falls in to this chair thing.
Oh, that
He had this place
That
set
barbed
up
wire?
for.
Yeah, the barbed wire thing.
That's why you wanted to buy
Yeah.
it, I think.
Well, yeah, that's obviously why he wanted to get everyone out of it, but then also set it up. But I was looking at all these booby traps, and I'm like, dude, it would take me like 3 hours to set up one of these. This movie reminded me of The Mule starring Clint Eastwood. I don't know if you saw that movie.
I actually did not watch it.
So me and Kayla watched some of it, but it's awful. It's absolutely terrible. I hated it. But here's the thing. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's not for someone my age. It's for someone Christopher Lloyd's age. It's for someone in their like 60s or 70s. It's a movie. The Mule is Clint Eastwood. He's an old man whose family hates him and doesn't want anything to do with him because he made sure to prioritize the success of his flower garden store or something like that, rather than significant events in his family's history, like his daughter's birthday or her wedding. And so like his family didn't like him and they didn't really want anything to do with him. And everything he does in this movie is oh, thanks to my old age and expertise, I can trick the cops, or I can drive well, and everybody loves me for it, and I make money and I provide, and everyone was wrong, and I'm not a jerk, and I'm not the bad parent or whatever. This is what old people fantasize about. I need to show my kids that they were wrong to doubt me, that I really am a good person. And then most old people, they're fine. people that like this and the mule are terrible losers and they suck. This is the comparison I'm making to Nobody. Nobody in the movie, Nobody and the mule are very similar, except the audience that it's targeted for. Instead of old people porn, it's pathetic, worthless joke of emasculated men losers. The ones that sit around all day and they can't even take the garbage out on time. And then their wife just looks at them and like, you're so pathetic. It's like, you'll see. If somebody breaks in, I'm going to be like, listen, baby, I've been hiding a secret from you. I'm a secret agent, and like it's been tiring me up inside. But like, you know, I'm a killer, and if someone comes in between me and my family, I'm gonna go. The monster's unleashed. That's this type of porn. It's for them, sure. And you know that if the people that watch this that get off on it, and I'm talking about those people, like I liked it, but people like Kevin really liked it. Yeah. And like those people, when they're under pressure, if they're ever in a situation, anything even close to this, you know, they're the first to piss themselves and run 3 blocks and jump a fence, right? But what was Kayla had some final thoughts. Do you have another crush?
I just want to give a shout out to the music in this film. The Nina Simone song at the beginning and the end was amazing. I love Nina. And then honestly, I laughed the most and laughed out loud when the neighbor gets in his car, the tough neighbor, and Heartbreaker starts
oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Hilarious.
So I would absolutely recommend this movie. If you haven't seen the trailer, don't watch the trailer. If you got this far, I guess you could watch the trailer because we just explained most of it. Kayla, would you recommend it despite its writing flaws?
You know, just because of Bob, then yes.
Thank you. That's the right answer.
Lukewarm, yes.
What are your alternatives when it comes to action? Michael Bay? Get the out of here. Phil, would you recommend this?
Oh yeah, that's why I texted you.
Yeah, I knew he'd say yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally think this is like one of the best movies during the pandemic.
Yeah.
There hasn't been many movies, so this has to be a top 5, maybe a top 2 in my opinion.
Oh my God. Yeah, because you guys are
excuse me. You're going to be sorry when someone tries to break into our house and I'm like, get in the basement bunker, and you'll be like, ew, it's drippy down there. Be like,
yeah, I started mine yesterday, so.
Yeah. First thing you got to do is break the thermostat and like, this is where I'm going to put the control panel for my basement bunker.
Yeah, I had this Nest for a long time and I never knew how to set it up, but I started yesterday after this movie. Yeah?
So if somebody breaks in your house in the middle of the night, you can be like, you know what? I'm going to stay in the bathroom, but I'm going to turn the heat up. I'm going to
show them
out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Mike Reviews.